felt like after we made our vows to move forward, that we won't even bring any of this up.
I didn't bring it up. People bringing it up to me. And then I'm hearing stuff about the Mita lady. I've heard about this lady, Mita, before. Jaceel has mentioned her to me before. The way it was told to me is that it was an old bone out of his old closet. Nothing during the time we were together. So I'm like, what is the deal?
I have not messed with Mita.
This girl standing up talking about she been messing with you consecutively, years broken up apart, but all them years she described was when I was in your life. Quit playing.
The drama between young Jock and Kendra Robinson just got real, and it's looking messier than we ever expected. Sources close to the couple are saying that Jock finally had enough after catching Kendra in a situation that left no room for excuses. Now, this isn't just some baseless internet gossip. JOC himself has spoken out, and from what he's saying, Kendra was moving way too wild behind the scenes. At first, rumors were flying that she was getting a little too cozy with one of Jock's NFL friends. Jock didn't think much of it at first, but when he noticed some sketchy interactions, his suspicions kicked in. And let's just say, what did he find out next? It was enough to push him over the edge. According to people close to the situation, Kendra swore up and down that nothing inappropriate was going on. She insisted that she and the NFL player had been friends for years and that Jock was just overreacting. But here's where things get really interesting. Jock allegedly saw some DMs that changed everything. Not just casual messages, but flirty ones. Heart eye emojis, compliments, and just enough extra to make anyone in a relationship uncomfortable.
I gotta fix it, because if you don't fix it, I mean, it's gonna be hard for us to continue the marriage, and it's gonna be hard for us to grow, which is gonna mean that what is the point?
Did you accept everything I came with when you said I do?
I did.
I did too, vice versa.
But it's just still a lot.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how hard it is.
I don't expect you to just come in here and just have a simple conversation like it's just water that rolls off of a windshield. I don't, because I understand it's a lot of trauma tied to it.
Now, let's rewind a bit. The first signs that something was off between young Jock and Kendra Robinson started when folks noticed Kendra acting real distant. According to sources close to the couple, Jock picked up on the change pretty quickly. At first, he thought she was just stressed with work, but then things started to feel different. Jock allegedly noticed that Kendra was spending a little too much time with a certain mystery man, someone who wasn't just a business associate or a casual friend. At first, people assumed it was a professional connection, maybe just networking. But then things got weird. Jock started seeing patterns, late-night phone calls, unexplained absences, and conversations that suddenly stopped whenever he walked in the room. And then came the messages. Jock reportedly stumbled upon some DMs that didn't sit right with him. At first glance, they weren't outright incriminating, but they had just enough flirtation to make him second-guess everything. It wasn't just about friendly conversations. It was the tone of the messages, and the fact that Kendra seemed way too invested in whoever this guy was. At first, Kendra brushed it off. She claimed Jock was overreacting and that the messages were harmless. But Jock wasn't convinced. Something about the situation felt off, and his gut was telling him that there was more to the story. So he started paying closer attention, watching how Kendra acted when she thought no one was looking. And that's when he noticed another red flag. She was suddenly very protective of her phone, and then boom! The truth finally came out, and it wasn't pretty. Jock reportedly caught Kendra in the middle of a very questionable situation with this so-called friend.
We were just recently in Chicago. We had, a blow-up. It was related to my work of somebody.
No, we ain't gonna say it live.
No.
It was not work related.
No,
it's not
the conversation we was having was in relation to me doing business with somebody who sent me heart eyes in my DM. I told my husband out of respect.
You showed him the heart eyes and all
this? No, he went through my phone.
Now, depending on who you ask, the details vary. Some sources claim it wasn't anything serious, just an innocent meeting that got blown out of proportion. But others, they're saying Jock found out in the worst way possible, by seeing it with his own two eyes. One version of the story says Jock walked in on a moment that left no room for doubt, not just flirty texts or suspicious messages, actual proof that Kendra was moving wild behind his back. And that was the breaking point. But here's where things get even messier, because it wasn't just a one-time thing. According to some reports, Jock had been ignoring signs for a while before finally putting the pieces together. He tried to give Kendra the benefit of the doubt, but after seeing undeniable evidence, he knew he had to take action. And let's talk about how Jock reacted, because he wasn't about to stay silent. Instead of brushing it under the rug, he decided to air it all out. He let folks know exactly what was going on, and from that moment on, things really spiraled.
I'm not gonna do. Because as a man, guess what? I got to stand on mine too.
Yeah, you do.
Because guess what? Let me tell you something. I didn't go to college. Guess
That's
what?
fine.
I want my kids to go to college. So we can say that right
good.
now. I don't want them to go that direction. I want them to go to college. I can say that with you too.
Right.
But don't sit here in front of the world, in front of a medium, and say, "Oh, I wouldn't want my son or your sons to be like you." Hold on. No, we got you gonna put some respect on my name, because at the end of the day, I'm successful. I take care of my kids.
Okay.
Ain't none of my kids out here in dire need of love and support. So we ain't gonna do that, okay? Because I don't appreciate that. Because there's some things about you that I could say I wouldn't want my daughters to do.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna
Tell
do
me.
that. I respect you and I love you enough.
I want this magazine to know
No. I
what
respect
it is about
integrity.
me. You don't want your daughter.
I'm not gonna do that.
Like,
I'm not gonna do that.
Be my guest.
I'm not
gonna be
that.
slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do that. That's where we have to draw the line.
Okay.
As soon as the news about young Jock and Kendra Robinson hit the internet, social media erupted. Fans wasted no time choosing sides, and the debates got real messy. On one hand, a lot of people were calling Kendra out, saying she had crossed the line and completely disrespected Jock. They felt like if the roles were reversed, Kendra would never tolerate this kind of behavior from him. One user tweeted, "Kendra knew exactly what she was doing. That's straight up disrespectful. If you don't want to be with someone, just leave." But on the other side, people weren't about to let Jock play the victim too easily. Fans quickly reminded everyone that Jock hasn't exactly been the most faithful partner either. His past is full of situations where he was the one stepping out of line, and some felt like this was just karma coming back around. One person wrote, "Jock acting brand new when he's been running wild for years. The audacity is crazy." And the conversations didn't stop there. Some fans pointed out that Jock has a history of messing around even while he was with Kendra. This man got like 20 kids by different women, but now he wants to be heartbroken? Make it make sense, one user commented. Meanwhile, others felt like both Jock and Kendra were equally messy and that this whole situation was just a disaster waiting to happen. This relationship has been shaky from the start. Jock and Kendra both got trust issues. No way this was ever gonna last, someone posted. Things got even messier when clips from past interviews and reality TV moments resurfaced. In some, Kendra had openly talked about how she struggled to trust Jock because of his history with other women. Now, fans were looking at those old clips with fresh eyes, questioning if Kendra had been planning her own revenge all along. But hold up, Kendra wasn't about to just sit back and let Jock drag her name through the mud. She quickly responded, making it very clear that she wasn't going to let these accusations go unchecked. According to Kendra, this whole situation was being blown way out of proportion. She firmly denied doing anything inappropriate and insisted that Jock was overreacting. In a statement, she said, "I have always been loyal to Jock. People are taking things out of context and making it seem like something it's not." But let's be real, was this just damage control or was she actually telling the truth? Some fans believed her, saying Jock might have misunderstood the situation and let his emotions take over. Others weren't so sure. They felt like her response was too vague and didn't really address the rumors directly. "If it wasn't what it looked like, then say what it was, because this ain't making sense," one fan commented. To make things even more complicated, sources close to the situation claim that Kendra was furious with Jock for taking the drama public. She reportedly felt betrayed, saying Jock should have talked to her privately instead of putting everything out for the world to see. But at this point, the damage was already done. And let's not forget, Jock isn't the type to back down easily. If he's exposing something, you know he has got more to say.
So what's really going on with you and Mario?
It's business. I don't want you to, be feeling no kind of way. Like, I'm honest. I'm faithful, and I feel like,
You don't want me to feel no kind of way, right? But if I was dealing with a woman who was sending me hard eyes in my DMs, talking about I'm fine, talking about I'm sexy.
You know, but I never replied back to any of those. I didn't even
Nah,
see
you
that.
replied after that. You definitely saw it.
I sell title
you want
insurance.
Me, I don't give a about
Sell
no title insurance. You want me to be cool with you continuing to do business with
You're the one out here about this. That's why you're feeling so weird about it, because you probably insecure.
Don't try to twist this up and point the fingers at me. I saw the receipt.
Right now, it looks like Young Jock and Kendra Robinson's relationship is hanging by a thread. After all the drama, the trust between them seems completely shattered, and it's unclear if they can even come back from this. Rumors are already swirling that Jock is considering calling it quits for good. Some sources claim that he's been distant, not really engaging with Kendra the way he used to. People close to him say he's been rethinking everything, wondering if it's even worth trying to fix what's already broken. And here's where things get really interesting. There's speculation that Jock might already be moving on. According to some reports, he's been spotted out and about, looking unbothered and even entertaining new female company. Now, it's unclear if this is just him trying to make Kendra jealous or if he's genuinely done with the relationship, but either way, it's not a good sign for their marriage. On Kendra's side, she's reportedly frustrated with how things have played out. Sources say she feels betrayed that Jock took their business public instead of keeping it between them. Apparently, she believes that this whole situation could have been handled privately without social media turning it into a spectacle. But despite everything, there's still a big question lingering. Is this really the end? Some fans think there's still a small chance they could work things out. After all, this isn't their first rough patch, and Kendra has always been ride or die for Jock. But others believe this might be the final straw, especially with how things exploded online. At this point, it all comes down to whether Jock and Kendra can rebuild trust, because let's be real, without trust, there's no relationship. And with all this drama out in the open, moving past it won't be easy. Now, beyond just Jock and Kendra's situation, this whole thing raises some bigger questions about relationships, loyalty, and trust. First off, was Jock right to put Kendra on blast, or was he just being petty? Some people feel like he was completely justified. If he really caught her doing something shady, then why should he have to protect her? They argue that if the roles were reversed, Kendra wouldn't have hesitated to call him out. But then there are others who think Jock went too far. They believe he should have handled it privately instead of making it public and humiliating Kendra. At the end of the day, if he still had any hope of fixing things, blasting her online definitely made it harder. And then there's Kendra's role in all of this. Did she really cross the line, or is this just another case of social media making things worse? Some believe that even if she didn't technically do anything wrong, she still put herself in a position that made Jock feel uncomfortable. And in a marriage, that's enough to create problems. But others think this is all being blown out of proportion, and that Jock's past makes it hypocritical for him to be acting like the victim. So what do y'all think? Was Jock right for exposing Kendra, or did he take it too far? And do you think their marriage is officially over, or is there still hope? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the latest tea.